Hello, Assalamu alaikum, annyeonghaseyo. This is Heather Niaz with my fourth vlog about how to make an effective PowerPoint presentations or how to make effective poster on a PowerPoint presentation slide. So I'm gonna tell you how you can divide the poster in different sections. So you can include the abstract, introduction, methodology, objectives or goals, and experiments, and the result section. So it depends on what kind of poster are you making. Is it an experimental poster or is that a simulation poster? So you can divide the section according to that. My poster consisted of both parts, the experimental part and the simulation part, so I had two sections. And similarly, the process results and how did your simulation went or how were your experiments performed, you can explain that, and then you can give a brief summary about your simulation or experiment, and then following that you can give a summary about the results. So I took this special topic for today's vlog because I was working on the recent conference, so I had to make a poster, so I thought of making a vlog so I can have explain how to make an attractive poster. By the way, let me tell you, this poster was selected for the best poster and I won $200 for that poster. So you need to decide first that how many sections do you want, like abstract, introduction, and methodology, goal or objective, experimental part, the results and discussion, simulation, or how many data that you have that you can present. So first of all, just make a small boundaries and make different sections depending upon how much material you have. So that's how I first figured out how many sections I need, and then slowly and steadily I started putting the data inside. So this was my abstract, so I put the abstract inside. So checking on the space, put my data inside, and as soon as I inputted my data inside and I saw the express space was available, so I just quickly removed the space and then went on to the next section and removed that particular block so that I can go to the next section. So I'm making use of different shapes. As you can see, this is a small line I used, and then as you can see that I'm now working on the second part. So the key tip is that you should not leave any space behind, because when you leave space it looks so empty. So you better be covering all the spaces up so you can have a fully fledged covered poster and can have a good design. So when it comes to introduction, there are different ways to present. You can either present as a text, or you can either make it as a smart art. You can just convert your text into smart art, but I prefer that the more the graphics, the more it's attractive and more appealing for the people to come and to ask you questions or to help to go through your research or go through your poster and might be selected for the best poster. So the more the graphics, the more it's convenient for you, and more it's convenient for the people to study to go through your poster quickly. So I prefer using graphics, and but if you want to use the smart art, or you use another infographics format to explain, that's more good. So as you can see that I use a bit of infographics and a bit of graphics which can show that what are my key features in introduction, what I am going to introduce, or what I want to tell in my introduction part. So that's how it is. So as soon as I go to the next section, I keep on closing my previous boundaries. So that as you can see that first I have an abstract, I have an introduction. So I'm trying to make a path which is going towards the third section. And after that, I'm going to keep on doing that, and I'm going to make a path so we can see that from abstract where are we going. So from the abstract we went to the introduction, and then we are going towards the objective. So now you need to decide, like I told you before, you have different sections of objectives. So it can be like maximization of your hydrogen, or minimization of the total cost. It can be anything. So you need to define your objectives first for your research, and then it depends on you. Either you want to present your objective in form of a numbering format, or you want to present your objective in form of a graphic, or you want to present your objective in form of a table. So it depends on how much data you have. So like I did that, I made a table in which I divided my research into two parts, which was the first research was for the experimental part, and the second part was for the simulation part. So I just summarized my research objectives for the experiment part separately and for the simulation part separately. As you can see, I already made that part before. So the picture that you are looking at are nothing but just the tables, and I just made a table in form of a shape, and then I copied them as a picture. So that's how I do it. So the most important thing is that how do you merge your colors? Now, how do you make your poster attractive, and how do you merge colors? How do you play with the colors? So that's how you do it. So the more space you have, or the more effectively space you manage, that's how you're gonna make your poster in a better way. So if you write the text in a long paragraph, that's not how you're gonna cover the whole space, or that's not how you're gonna utilize your space. So the better is that you use some tools which are like the tables or the infographics or the graphics or the smart art, which can make your lesser space look more bigger and more concise. So for the methodology part, I use a infographic, which is the smart art. You can write the text in the bullets, and then you can highlight it and right click, and then go to the smart art. Then you can choose whatever smart art that is more convenient for you, or that sounds or that looks more good to you. So after the methodology part, I went into the experimental section, and then in the experimental part, it depends what kind of results do you have. Do you have graphs? Are you going to plot your graphs in some tools like Excel, or are you going to use some professional software which is OriginPRO, which is easily available online? So I prefer using different software. So these graphs were made in the MATLAB, and the tables that you can see here are made in the PowerPoint. I just inputted different tables and used different shapes in order to connect them, in order to make a meaningful relationship with them. So it depends how much innovative you are in terms of thinking that how are you going to represent your data. That's all how you can do it. So as you can see that I want different kind of data. I want different kind of information to different kind of information I want to convey, and the space is getting smaller and smaller as I'm getting down, and as I'm getting towards the result. So that's how it is. So it depends on how you define the space in the first half. So the greater the space you define, the more data you have to put in, and the smaller the space you provide, then you can put the appropriate data accordingly. So as you can see that I'm making different parts and different sections in a way that I predefine them, and after defining them, I just summarize all the data inside. So these infographics or these graphs, as you can see here, are made in the OriginPRO, and later on you can change the different colors for the background, and you can see which one looks more prominent. And if you're using white colors, it's sometimes difficult to find the mistakes in that. So it's better that you use a dark color so that you can see where the problems in the whole poster, and then you can change the graph or change the color, and you can use different kind of styles so that whatever looks more convenient for you. So I made 3 different designs, including changing different colors, so that you can have a pretty much good idea that which kind of a poster will look good for you. So this was the first one which I made my final design. So it includes different sections and different colors. The previous one had a darker color, and the next one had a lighter color. I personally choose the dark colors, which are more prominent and more vibrant. So when I use dark colors, including the yellow color with it looks more prominent and more attractive. So now you can see this is my final shape. I use different graphics inside so that it can catch the audience attraction, and it makes it more we can say more attractive in terms of reading and in terms of audience point of view. So this is the final design for my poster. Now if you like it, please hit the subscribe button and leave your comments if you need to know more. Thank you.